All right, here's Schulte with our Stockwatch.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Losing sucks. Losing to them, losing to anybody. At home. Sucks.
That was Bills quarterback Josh Allen after their 27-24 defeat to the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday. And the debate raging on all over social media about that loss for the Buffalo Bills. Of course, Allen throwing for a touchdown. He had 2 tutties on the ground. People are picking apart his decision-making at times during the game, though. He's a good quarterback, but also people pointing out he hasn't been able to lead his team past the AFC Championship in 2020. So do you guys buy or sell that Josh Allen is an elite quarterback?
Yes. Oh, for God's sakes. And by the way, his numbers in those Kansas City games are phenomenal.
Oh, there, yeah.
He's got like 23 touchdowns and I think 4 or 5 picks, and he's been great. He was very good in that one. Yeah, he's elite. Now, there's like 5 or 6 elite quarterbacks in the league, and you don't think Josh Allen is one of them? Yeah, Josh Allen is elite. He's just not Patrick Mahomes. And I would like to point out for the 1,000th time, he beat Patrick Mahomes. He scored the winning touchdown with 13 seconds left. And then their crappy-ass special teams and defense allowed them in 13 seconds to get in field goal range. Not Josh Allen's fault. And then Josh Allen never touched the ball again. He's elite. He's just not that guy. We all thought that Mahomes and Allen would be like right there dueling back and forth. And they're not. Patrick Mahomes is one, and and then up to you where you want to put Josh Allen, but there's not 5 players outside of Patrick Mahomes better than Josh Allen.
He's definitely elite. I sell that. I think, and I'm not trying to say that he's as good as Mahomes, because we just talked about that about how Mahomes is just another level and the best player in the league. But if you look at the true, like the greats,
yeah,
they all have elite head coaches.
Yeah.
You know, Montana had Walsh, Brady had Belichick, Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid. I think the coach is what holds Josh Allen back from being put into this conversation. I do not think Sean McDermott is very good at all. As a matter of fact, he almost blew it. He almost blew the whole season. They almost didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But he, to his credit, he changed out offensive coordinators. That worked. And, they ended up getting the home game in the divisional round. Still didn't win. I really believe, as good as Sean McDermott likely is, he is not good enough. And I think the Bills, I don't know. They're probably not going to fire him because he salvaged the season. But, man, if I'm a Bills fan and I've got Josh Allen, and by the way, his cap number, I think, goes to $47 million from $18 next year. Did you know that?
Yeah, they got to figure out. Like, they're in a cap situation where they got to restructure a bunch of guys.
Yeah. So coaching is going to become even more important.
Yep.
I think that I'm taking a look at, I don't know if they're probably not going to make a change there, but I think over the next year to 2 years, I really believe the Bills need a new coach.
Tampa Bay did it with Tony Dungy, who was great, and I think John Gruden won him a Super Bowl. If
Josh Allen had what we consider to be an elite coach, now you're cooking with grease. Yeah. Is that what they say? Is that the line?
I think it's cooking with fire.
Cooking
right?
with fire?
Yeah.
Well, I want to cook with grease.
You cook with gas? Maybe that's
cooking
what it is?
With gas.
Cooking
Maybe
with
that's
gas?
what it is.
Yeah. Now we're cooking with gas. There you go.
Now we're cooking with gas. Yeah. Get that guy an elite coach, and I think we'll talk about him differently.
Well, I think it's important, right? You can't. I don't know if it's, it's not the first thing you think of if you go to L.A. or just in general, right? You got the sun, you got the beach, you got plenty of other things going on. And here, man, it's harsh winters, right? Auto industry, blue collar, things aren't always easy.
Piano.
And I just think that's, that's what we're about. And that was... you want something the city can be proud of. Though you can look at those guys and say, man, I can back that guy. I can back that team. I can resonate with those group of guys. They're kind of salty. They don't quit. They play hard. And so I feel like we've done that. And I think these guys, they have a kinship with this city and this area. And they love it, man.
That is Lions coach Dan Campbell following their 31-23 win over the Buccaneers to punch their ticket to the NFC Championship game this weekend. Obviously, Detroit, a lot to be excited about, have not won a division at all in 30 years, and I believe they are tied pre-Super Bowl era for the most NFL championships. Post-Super Bowl era, they have won 0. And it kind of struck me, hearing him talking about that, it made me think of back in 2010 when the Saints won the Super Bowl after Katrina. The city is connected to these teams. Obviously, a massive event happening in the city of New Orleans. So that's not really the comparable thing to Detroit. What's comparable to me, though, is the love for the team. And because of that, guys, after the win, I feel like Detroit is going to be sailing as far as like fandom versus San Francisco fans rooting for the Niners. Do you guys buy or sell that the Lions will have more momentum than the 49ers going into the NFC Championship game?
I don't know about momentum, but they'll be America's team. More people will be pulling for Detroit than anyone else. If you don't have a team in this Final Four, you're pulling for Detroit. It's by far the most likable team. Campbell is by far the most likable guy. Again, there's a lot of different arcs, and you mentioned from the city of Detroit and just kind of the blue collar nature of it. And, people making fun of Dan Campbell when he got hired with the kneecap stuff, and you got a great redemption story with your quarterback. But momentum, I don't know. I mean, at this point, they played one more game than San Francisco, but San Francisco is coming off a big win over Green Bay. I think anytime maybe you're the underdog, maybe there's some momentum there because you're playing with house money, but I don't think that momentum in either one of these games has much to do with anything.
Yeah, I don't think it's a factor in the game, but I do think they have more momentum. But that all gets thrown out the window, when Jared Goff gets sacked and fumbles on the opening possession, and then the Niners go down and maybe Greenlaw runs it in for a touchdown.
Instead of just falling down. Just fall down. Fall down.
Well, I wanted Greenlaw. How many people were rooting for Greenlaw to keep going? Son of a bitch in the end zone and get us a cover.
Just keep going.
There's a little backdoor cover there.
Go.
Alas, it didn't work out.
No, it did not.
But, so I think they have the momentum. They have nothing to lose. They're the underdog. The Niners did not play well. And they're a little like, we need to tighten it up.
Exactly. They know that that's not good enough.
And the Lions don't think that way, even though Dan Campbell tried to screw it up at the end of the game there. So I think they do have the momentum, but I'm not sure how much it matters. Let's put it that way.
Love looking, throws back across his body over the middle, intercepted. It's picked off by the 49ers. It's Greenlaw's second of the night. He runs back to the 40, reversing field to the right. Chase from behind. Gets away from Jaden Reed. Finally brought down by and the 49ers are going to win.
Oh, that was the second interception of the game by Jordan Love to seal the win for the San Francisco 49ers. Dre Greenlaw with his second pick of Love for the game. Love, he came in, you mentioned it last hour, Suke. Go check it on the Service Patriots podcast that he had a great final 8 games of the season leading up to the playoffs. So we were just talking about momentum. Had some going into the playoffs. He's really good. He's their future and, maybe not necessarily going to lead them to a Super Bowl, but you're now fine in Green Bay, not worrying about your quarterback. But do you guys buy or sell throughout that game? A couple of decisions that he made, looking like Brett Favre on that final interception. Do you buy or sell that the Packers lost the game because of Jordan Love?
Oh, interesting. Again, I hate the idea that one guy, Bass didn't cost Buffalo the game. Allen didn't cost him the game. McDermott, it's always a bunch of factors. But
the kicker missed a big field goal, too.
Yeah, which, by the way, did you see the Tom Rinaldi thing?
No.
There's a kerfuffle now between Tom Rinaldi and Matt LaFleur.
Why? I want to hear about this.
Yeah, so look at it. It's a whole thing.
Two of my sports favorites.
Yeah, well, apparently Matt LaFleur's pissed.
He seems like kind of a low-key red ass.
He said something apparently off the record, and Rinaldi used it and made it to the broadcast about his kicker. And anywho, did they lose?
I want to hear about that.
Did they lose the game because of Jordan Love? No. Did Jordan Love play a huge part in costing them the game? Yeah. Yeah, I will not say that Jordan Love didn't play great. Neither did Brock Purdy. Neither one of them played a great game. And Love made some piss poor plays. The first interception was a bad throw, was high and behind, got tipped, and the last one is inexcusable. Because he's not a rookie, but because he's a first year starter, we're gonna look at that and be like, oh. But if that had been Lamar Jackson, oh my God, Dak Prescott, if that had been, imagine if that's Josh Allen, we murder the poor guy. So he's not solely responsible, but he didn't play well enough to win, and his mistakes were, for a young team that's not as talented on the road, you can't overcome those. So I'm stopping short of saying he's the reason why they lost, but it wasn't good.
That's a tough one. That's a good question. I can't blame him, but I want to. I mean, that interception. I mean,
they're both bad.
Come on, dude. Yeah. What are you doing? What are you, a rookie? I mean, he's not a rookie, but, close to it.
Still,
an experienced guy.
You can't
God.
do that.
But the kicker missed a field goal. The defense, they gave up a key touchdown. The other thing is they did not, they were up. Was it? Oh, gosh, I can't remember the score. These games all blend together. But they were up 4 and were driving. They had to settle. That's when they missed the field goal.
That's when they missed the field goal.
Yeah, that drive right there. I don't know if you can blame that on Love, but
well, it would have made San Francisco's touchdown, would have tied it, not put them in the lead. And then of course we had the 2 drops.
Yeah, there's a lot of
on interceptions and one of them would have been a pick 6.
There's just a lot of stuff. So I'm going to stop short of blaming Jordan Love, but that last interception, man, that was brutal.
Yep.
They looked good. Green Bay, that was a hell of an effort. And I saw an interview with Christian McCaffrey after the game, and he said, and Joey Harrington was talking about this on our show on Friday. He was talking about sometimes you come out and you play and the game never feels right. And that's what McCaffrey said. He said from the very first snap of that game, it did not feel right. And the Niners scrapped their ass all the way to a huge gutsy win, but I just give a lot of credit to Green Bay for making that game the way it was. Yep. So I'm going to stop short of blaming Jordan Love, but my God, that last throw, you can't have it.
I love you guys. That's all I got for you.
What? Was that only 2?
That was 3. It was 3. And that was like a 12, 13-minute segment. We good.
And by the way, like everyone on Green Bay's offense, basically, outside of like Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
And who, by the way, he was great. Dude, they're not all back. They're all like 20,
all young.
They're all like 27 or below. I mean, it's baby. So you can't do the, you're young, you'll be bad. Go ask Dan Marino that. But
they're better than we thought.
In theory, Green Bay should, for the foreseeable future, be very good.
And weren't they, I don't know what the record was, weren't they like 4-7 or something?
Yeah, they were cooked.
Yeah, but they clicked.
Yep.
That's kind of fun to see a young team do that. And
bright
so
future.
The future is definitely bright. All right, there is your Stockwatch. It is each Monday brought to you by Goldberg Jones.